What's up guys, Captain Russia here, and welcome back to another preview on Albion. Today I'm actually going to talk about one of the most anticipated updates in the game, which is the Queen update that's coming on January 20th. I'm kind of dubbing it as Albion 2.0, and I think everybody's been super excited to wait for this update. You can actually see me here standing in a set of like the new armor, the new Avalonian armor. This is the plate set, and I'll talk more about these new sets once I get into the game. You can also see the new cursor looks pretty cool. Um, and there's been a lot of different like visual changes and stuff like that. So first, what I want to talk about is how they changed the whole world map, right? So there's no more uh, portal gate in Carleon. Now the gates are to go to the Outlands are in each separate city, and I'll show you. This is the area to get into one of those portal zones. You actually have to go to the Conqueror Hall to get there. And before we hop into the new Outlands, I want to show you guys there's a new NPC here. You have like your own energy manipulator chest, and this guy has the Crystal League tab. It's currently blanked out because that part of the game is not ready yet. And you can buy these Crystal League tokens to start participating in the Crystal League. So you can see first battle will start at like 17 minutes. I think they happen like hourly or couple hours per day. And once you win, you will be able to advance your token of level 1 to the next level, and you win, a bunch of silver and stuff like that. So I'm gonna buy one just to have it on me. So again, this is how it looks like once you buy the token. It's IP capped, which is great, and I need to get a party of 5 players to participate. I don't have a party of 5 players right now, so I won't be able to participate. So let's jump on to the next great thing, and one of the biggest anticipated thing is the new item sets that came with the update. So we got a plate set, we got a leather set, and we got a cloth set. So that's 9 different new spells basically. Um, so this one we got Purifying Smoke on the plate helmet. It's kind of like what right now the Acolytes are casting, and I'll show you guys that in a second. Um, Basically removes all the debuffs, kind of like a purge type of thing. The plate Rick White, the plate spell on the R is a channeling kind of deflection shield. Looks pretty interesting, and I'll show some footage of doing some duels later. And the boots basically gives you kind of like the Graveguard, sort of like the cleanse immunity against force movement effects and stuff like that. So here's how they look. This is the R. Makes you kind of walk slow, but the effects are really cool. It puts like a deflecting shield. So the D, basically, everybody's seen that. It's the debuff, the purge. And then the F kind of just looks like that. I can zoom in a little bit. Now, if we switch to the leather set, looks pretty cool. We get on the helmet slot, we get kind of like an AoE damage, which is kind of cool. And it has a healing debuff. The chest is kind of interesting. It has a 40-second cooldown. It's a bit of weird, but it basically gives you magical or physical resistance depending on what kind of, I guess, weapon you're being hit with. And I'm curious what happens if you're being hit by multiple weapons. Would it give you both, or whichever one hits first? But basically it gives you magic damage and magic resistance, or physical armor and physical damage. And versus mobs just gives you like a small defense and a damage buff. And the shoes are interesting. They give you like a 1 second invis, 20% move speed, and gives you like a 239 bonus damage. So it's kind of like from like the Hellion shoes, Stalker shoes sort of series. Might be interesting on like one-shot builds or something. So let's see how that works. So here's the shoes, and again, I'm not really hitting anybody. Here's the AoE from the helmet. and I'm not sure. I didn't see the effect happen for some reason. That kind of glitched. Usually it works. And for the R, I have to cast it on somebody, so I can't actually cast it here. I'll show you guys that in a fight. Now the next set is the cloth set. It looks really cool. So we get the Avalonian beam, which is what the mage boss does. It looks super cool, but I don't know. It kind of deals okay-ish damage, I guess, and has a pretty long cooldown. It's kind of easy to miss. The chest piece puts on like a shield that kind of kicks everybody, knocks everybody away. Kind of reminds a little bit like the Gathering set pieces. And the shoes are like the coolest effect. 10-second cooldown, really low. It basically makes you kind of float in the air and gives you immunity to slows and roots. So this is kind of like the scholar sandals on steroids. So let's start with. So this is like the shield that pushes everybody away. Again, I'll show that a little bit more in the duels. Here is the ray that looks super cool, and then this is like the levitate spell, which I don't know. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm actually gonna go into one of these solo dungeons just to sort of try out the skills a little bit more. So that's the shield from the leather armor. That was the shoes. They kind of glitched, but the cooldown is so low. So let's see. Blind spot hits for 160, so that's additional damage from the shoes, okay. And then that's the helmet DPS, which is kind of like a small AoE, okay. Doesn't work all the time, I guess. Okay. Now let's try the cloth set. That's funny. So the bounce from the chess piece can break like interrupts and stuff. It doesn't regen any kind of mana. Now we can try the plate again. Okay, so the shoes blocked and cleansed the fear. It's kind of cool. The shield, I want to try one more time. That's funny. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to look at is the new map. Looks like they actually updated some of the map, graphics, which looks pretty cool. So here's the new Outlands map. It's pretty huge. Got some like mountains here, and there's already a fight happening. Interesting. Yeah, so there's like some trees that I've updated. The desert biome looks to be a little bit updated as well. Different trees. Mountain biome has stuff on it too. So the way this works is the map is huge. There's different level zones as you exit the portal, right? Level 5, some level 7 zones right next to the Martlock portal. We get 3 Martlock portals just to make sure that they can't really be camped. So that way you can kind of exit wherever you want. And the cool thing is should be I think 3 outposts. Yeah, here's one. Here's one outpost, and then here is the second one in the snow biome, Arthur's Rest, right? You only get a marketplace, a bank, and a TA repair station, and you get these little shrines here, which I'll show a little bit later what they do. And here's the third one up north, Morgana's Rest. Interesting. So, and then the Avalon, I think, is still shrouded in mist, so we don't really have visibility or any kind of access to it, and I don't really see any zones kind of leading to it, but I think once the update hits, we might be able to go there, so this is going to be kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm just going to go explore a little bit and show you guys some cool new things that were added and how the territories look, and some new resources. Shiny stone was added and stuff, so I can show you guys that in a second. See, I'm going to choose like the southern portal. Yeah, so the territories themselves look a little bit different, I guess, in a sense. And also, like the next zone I go to, I'll show you like the layout of the actual capturable territories changed, and the layout of the maps changed a little bit because like there's no more territory here, and I think there was an outpost here that's maybe gone now. But we'll take a look at that in a second. Looks like the server's lagging a little bit, but basically this is what the new territory kind of looks like. I think this is where you put your token to upgrade it. And the layout changed. It kind of looks like a mini castle almost, and you have to get to the middle. Oh, that's pretty cool. I can reset the mobs with my shoes. Yeah, so like the layout changed, and to get to the middle, you kind of have to run through all these mobs. It looks kind of like a mini castle, I guess I could say. Looks interesting. I'll just let them kill me so that I can resurrect and have the little buff thing. Yeah, so this is how the territory looks, and this is like the center. Again, it looks bigger, and it looks like it has multiple kind of entrances to the center, like where the tower used to be. So this is definitely going to be very very interesting when people try to fight for control of these terries. Looks like the server's lagging a little bit, probably because it's not made for that many players. So I was passing by, I saw what looked to be like a farm territory, I guess. Yeah, with a farming merchant, which has a yet another different layout. It's kind of funny. It's almost like a merged map, I guess. So I want to go check it out real quick. Yeah, so it's basically like a hybrid between a farm territory and a regular territory that we used to have. So that's kind of interesting. So one other thing I noticed is that the T8 zones, which I'm in now, next to Arthur's Rest, have a lot of T8 resources, so I think that's kind of intended. So all the T8 resources have been moved to actually T8 zones, and you don't just find them in like random zones like you do now, but there's a lot of T8 resources that passed. So we're about to enter to Arthur's Rest, so let's see. Okay, you get a bubble, that's kind of cool. As you're about to enter it. Ooh, that's cool. It's like a black market NPC. Alright. Or the black market NPC guard, rather. So this is what the map looks like. We got our bank here. Cool, cool. We got these shrines. We have stuff for sale. So that's a local market, by the way. Ooh, so hideout construction kit. That's interesting. I'm curious where you can build this. But now, well, we're getting actually a preview of what you need to build a hideout. That's pretty cool. 500 energy and a bunch of different tiers of stone. Okay, cool, cool. So there's a separate marketplace here, and I think that's pretty much it. We do get, of course, a repair station. And now these shrines, so what they do is they put an invisibility buff on you. so that people don't see which direction you're exiting, which I think is kind of cool. So they can't, you know, leave an alt and kind of spy on which way you went. That's pretty awesome, I think. So it's like an anti-camping mechanic. Okay. And it lasts a pretty good distance, yeah, roughly, you know, two, 3 screens away from the exit. Cool. Okay guys, here I'm gonna try to craft a hideout. Cost 10 mil silver and a crap ton of resources. So let's see if I can actually craft it and then try to place it down. Awesome, we got a hideout. Let's go to the Outlands and try to place it down now, huh? Alright, I'm gonna place this here. Oh shit. We got our first hideout, boys. Guess it's gonna be... Oh, I see. Oh shit, there's another one over there someone's placing. Holy shit. That's awesome, so it shows hideouts being built. Ooh, and it shows a hideout like this. 18 minutes, interesting. Okay, so it looks like the hideout is now complete. Looks pretty awesome. Has like a shield around it, okay. And I guess I can't use it yet for another 22 hours. Oh, right. Construction phase 2, I see. Okay, that's pretty cool. So one last thing I wanted to show you guys is that basically each map now has a separate bonus to production, which is kind of cool. So depending on the biome. So this is swamp, right? So we get ore, mace, nature staff, fire staff, leather armor, and cloth helmet. If I look at a mountain biome, it's going to be same bonuses, but it's going to be to different type of items. And I believe we can further increase these once we increase the level of the zone through like hideouts and stuff. So this looks really cool. See, we can actually see our hideout here on the global map now. And it shows that it's now in phase 1 and vulnerable. Anyway guys, I hope you like this little preview. I'm super excited for the upcoming changes, for the upcoming Queen update, the so-called Albion 2.0. And I hope you guys, you know, like the little preview, and let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks, Captain Russia, out.